What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Amazon exclusive Masters of Evil 3 pack. So this is a pretty cool pack where unfortunately we do get 3 figures we've already had before, or in Thrawn's case we will have, but they are on card backs and nice to just have 3 bad guys thrown here together. So we get them in this nice box where we have them all together, but like I said, they are on cards, so there's kind of what they will look like there with our Thrawn, Darth Vader, and General Grievous, and we can spin around and see them as well there. So we're going to get Thrawn, but it's going to be the Ahsoka Thrawn. So like I said, that is, we will have it. I haven't done the video on that yet, but we'll have that. He just comes with the little lizards there. And then we get the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, as well as the Tartakovsky Clone Wars General Grievous that we've already had. So like I said, unfortunately, it's 3 figures we're technically are going to have. So nothing real exciting there, but I just like that they are on the card back, and you know, it's nice kind of get the Thrawn with the lizards as well. We can go ahead and open this box and see our card backs. So here we have General Grievous, which looks nice. They feel really light, which is kind of crazy. General Grievous looks cool there. We can see the back of his card with a little bit of the story on that, but we just get him with the blue and white design again from that Tartakovsky Clone Wars sort of design that we've already had this figure before, but maybe it'll be retooled a little bit or something and work out a little better. I highly doubt it, but you know, I could have hopes of that. Then we get the Thrawn again. It's the Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka series, so it's going to be, I think it's Lars Mikkelsen there, so it's that same figure body, just looks like skin, maybe a different color, looks like hair could be as well, it could just be box design, but then he comes with the lizards that they wrap around the neck so Jedis can't mind trick him and all that. So that's pretty cool, again with his story there on the back if you want that. So that's pretty cool, as well as Darth Vader, which like I said is, I believe, the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, so nothing really exciting about that, just another Darth Vader. His lightsaber looks pretty cool there, maybe a little different, and then his story there on the back. So pretty cool for this. Like I said, unfortunately it's 3 figures we've already had, so it's not like anything new going on here, but it's just something different and a nice pack with 3 bad guys all together. So let me go and get these figures open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start with Darth Vader. Again, I do believe this is the Empire Strikes Back version. I don't know that 100%, but I do believe I read that's what this is supposed to be. So it does look good. Unfortunately, we've already had it before, so I will show you the figure we've already had. But it does look like Darth Vader, and a nice design at that. So of course, we get his helmet there. Classic helmet design for Darth Vader. Looks good. But what I don't like is that it has all this silver here on the neck, which, you know, maybe that's what it's supposed to look like. It just looks awkward with all the silver. I mean, you know, just standing there, and especially having like the cloak up and around it, you don't really notice it too much, but just like looking at it up close, it looks awkward with that silver there. Then we have the Darth Vader, you know, normal body, so we get his upper chest plate with the black and the silver. We have the robe piece that do come down under the armor there, so it is under the armor on this version. Belt around the waist, as well as the contraption on his chest that has all the little different buttons and everything with different colors. We get red, green, blue, silver, all sorts of stuff there. And then we get his body gloves, so you can see the black like quilted bodysuit that he wears there, completely covering his body. Of course, his gloves there where he has one of his hands cut off. Then the robes continue down with the skirting piece here down to his feet. Of course, has a cod piece and more of that quilting on the legs. And then he has some shin guards there on his boots with the all black boots that look nice. And then have the bigger robe on over the top that can hang there that you can mess around with. But as usual with the Black Series figures, way too much fabric. Like, it's so crazy just holding this here, which is all his back fabric, and just feeling the weight of it. There's just so much material in here. It's just absolutely crazy how much they put on these figures, and it just makes it get in the way and causes too many issues, you know, issues with standing and all that. So it gets pretty annoying. It's nice they have all that, but it's just way too much at times. But for his movements, we get his head that'll twist around, so it should be able to twist all the way around. Of course, you got to worry about messing up the robe and stuff there since it does wrap around his neck, but he can look down that far enough at first, so just a little bit back and forth, unfortunately. Then we get the shoulders that will come up to 90 if we force it there up to 90. Has a bit of a butterfly joint as well, back and forth, but not too much. And of course can rotate around within there. And again, got to worry about the robes there under the armor. Then we get the single elbow joint to 90 with rotation. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and should hinge back and forth there. Then we go to his ab crunch again. We'll have to worry about the robes and all that. So crunch here at the midsection and twist around very little. But again, we're running into the robes issue there. Hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Ooh, not that far from doing the splits. Not all the way, but very close to it. Thigh twist all the way around. We get the double knee joint that bend up that far to the back. Not far at all from kicking his butt. And then we go down to the foot. That'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. It's not bad at all, but of course we've seen this all before, so it's anything new here, unfortunately. But it's Darth Vader. He looks good. So like I said, nothing impressive, nothing new, but it does look really good. Now, of course, with Darth Vader, we got to have his lightsaber, so we get his red lightsaber. So there we get his hilt, of course, nice and classic with the red blade sticking out of it. So it looks very nice there that we'll put into his hand. So there's Darth Vader with his lightsaber, so that looks really nice. And of course, as I mentioned, we've already had this version before, so the Empire Strikes Back version. So here it's going to be the exact same. Looks like they've changed some of the silvers. They made it maybe look a little more shiny on this newer one compared to this older one. And of course, the helmet looks much more shiny and all that. So it is nice little improvements. And of course, nothing super noticeable or anything. I'm pretty happy with this other one, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. But there are some minor changes there, so you can see some differences. But overall, still the same Darth Vader, just repainted a little bit, so they improved some of the colors and stuff. So that makes it nice. But like I said, unfortunately, it's not that much different and not super noticeable. So it's not overall that impressive, but still nice to always get a Darth Vader. And next up, we've got Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is nice to get him. Now, as I mentioned, this is from the Ahsoka series, so it will be the Lars Mikkelsen face design, which is pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, we do have that figure. We just haven't got around to doing the video yet for it, so this will be our first time looking at it. And it does overall look cool. Looks like Thrawn, just obviously taken from the live-action series, so it has that live-action look to it there of Lars Mikkelsen, which looks pretty decent. I wish his hair was a little darker. I mean, it is black. It just, because of the lighting and stuff, seems a little bit too bright, so it seems a little grayed out, so I wish that was darker, as well as the skin seems pretty pale. So like I said, I don't have that other figure out or open yet, so we can't compare that, but love his red eyes, so nice creepy red eyes in there. And then his all white Admiral suit looks pretty nice here. So part of the Empire, he has the same sort of suit we've seen usually in gray on all the other characters, but white on him. So with the nice designs around his neck with the high up collar pieces up on his shoulder, his ranking insignias, so for Grand Admiral they'll have code canisters in the sides, black belt around the waist with the silver buckle that has a holster off here to the side, of course blue hands to match his skin, the baggier pants there in the upper legs down to the black boots that go up to the knees as well. So pretty simple design, looks like Thrawn, so nothing new or out of the ordinary there, just has the live action look to it, but overall I still think it looks pretty decent. Now, move-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of range. There is some movements here in the neck, so it does allow a little bit more movement, but still not a whole lot. We get the shoulders that come up to 90, and we'll rotate all the way around. Then we get the single elbow joint to 90 with the rotation. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around, and hinge has a hinge up and down for this hand, so good for a gun-wielding hand. We get the ab crunch at the waist, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. Then we'll go to the hips that will come up a little bit difficult on that side, maybe on this side that has more of the opening, closer to 90 there, out to the side with a little bit of a thigh twist up in there. Then we get the single knee joint that bends back to 90 with the rotation in it, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So decent movements overall, obviously not the best, but it's Star Wars with their single knees and elbows, so you don't get a whole lot of range, and of course the range in the neck and waist and all that, so everything could be improved, but that's just the way they go with these Star Wars figures with the very limited articulation nowadays, which stinks, but it is what it is. At least they all match. What's cool at this round is we do get some accessories, so we get his gun, so again, probably the live action Ahsoka Series 1 probably came with this gun as well. Haven't done it yet, so don't know, but he gets the gun. Obviously, we can put it into the holster here, so slide it in there, or we can put it into his hand. So there he's got the gun in his hand, as well as he also comes with the Isalamiri, which the other one didn't come with, and we got one originally with the Luke figure, not even with the animated series Thrawn or whatever, so we get the little lizard that we can take and slide around his neck. Now, I don't think it sits on there very well, so you can put it on, it just doesn't sit on there perfectly. So we haven't seen those yet in the Ahsoka series. Who knows if he actually has them still or not, but they're just little lizards that prevent his mind from being affected by the Jedi mind trick, so he wears that to protect himself. So nice to have that included with this figure, and hopefully we will see that in the next series. But of course, with this Thrawn, like I said, we haven't opened up the other version yet, but we do have the animated series or whatever. This version of Thrawn could be comic book, I guess, so nice to have that version of the comic book, what he originally looks like to what he looks like in the live action series there. So nice to get this version of Thrawn. Like I said, it's technically our first version since we haven't opened the other one yet, but I like it a lot, and I like that it comes with the Isilamiri, so it'd be nice to have that since, like I said, the other one did not come with it, so nice that it got included with this version. And our final figure of the box is General Grievous. Now, of course, this design specifically is based off the Tartakovsky Clone Wars from the early 2000s. And again, we've already had this General Grievous, but it does look like they did make some changes to it, but still looks good overall. Now, of course, it is the General Grievous body, so have a lot of issues. Now, thankfully, somehow I do have it standing here, like the legs are pretty flat, the legs are straight. Everything about it seems to be working out. It's standing here just fine without any issues, but who knows what it'll turn out after being in storage for a little bit. But it looks pretty good overall. looks like General Grievous. Just a lot of white colors, like maybe a little yellowish white to it. And then we get a lot of the blues, like for the arms, midsection, down the legs and stuff. We get the blue, which again is from that Tartakovsky cartoon. So looks good overall. We get his white cape as well. Of course, that can move around and hang wherever. I do like how it's there off to the side, sort of covering up, but you can have it more to the back. But one thing that I do like about it is the face looks really good. So really like that, you know, looks like the General Grievous from the movie with the realistic alien-like eyes with like the weird skin or whatever it is there around him, and sort of like some stuff coming out around on his mask there as well. Just looks pretty creepy, but really nice design for that face. So that looks like that's been improved. And then like I said, pretty much his body we've already seen all before. There may be some different detailings. Colors will probably be the most different thing, but like I said, unfortunately they need to completely just redo this body because it's such a pain to get this figure to stand. And like I said, especially our other one, I can't get to stand at all after it's been in storage for a couple years. So I do have many issues with this, but thankfully, like I said, unfortunately this one's not having too much. Of course, I have moved it just a little and it's already starting to cause issues. But for movements, we get the head that will twist around, so it can twist a little side to side. It doesn't feel like it'll twist all the way around, but will go side to side there. And then it can also look down that far, so we get similar movements back in the neck. Of course, the robe is sort of in the way there, and it can look up there as well. So we do get some movements back and forth. Then we go out to the shoulders that will come up to 90, and of course can rotate around. It should rotate all the way around. I feel as if it's fighting me a little, but will rotate around in there. And then we go down to the arm joints. Now we do have the arms that separate out. So together like this, you don't really get much movements. Like I think if you get them bent there together, they will like bend out and bend inward and stuff. But if you get them separated, you'll get better movements. So you can separate the arms out there. So then you start to get some twists, almost like bicep twists. Of course, you can adjust it to get the elbows bent around wherever you want. And then that'll allow you to twist the lower arm section as well to get it twisted around whichever direction. So those two will be about the same there. And then you can bring them back together and get them connected. But usually once you get them separated out and move them at all, it's hard to get them back in together and looking as nice as they were. Then we go to the midsection or ab crunch there, so we do get a crunch back and forth a little, and we'll twist around there, maybe not all the way around, but we'll twist a good deal. Then we go down to the hips that will come up very far there. It's almost like 180 degrees, and then can go out to the side a little there as well, so a little bit back and forth. And of course, that is pretty much like a thigh twist up in there. Then we go down to the knee joints, so we get the double knee, so we get that upper knee joint and the lower knee joint that will bend there that far all the way up on itself, which is nice. And then we go down to the foot, or like ankle or whatever this is, back and forth, and then down to the actual foot. Can rock back and forth just a little on that joint, and we'll twist around there as well. So of course that's where you get it adjusted most to try and get him to stand up. So like I said, unfortunately now I've done all that, I probably won't be able to get him to stand back up again. Kind of leans a little, but I did get him standing there. So like I said, such a cool looking figure. I just wish they would adjust the movements. Now of course, like the other General Grievous, we do get the lightsabers, so same 2 blue and 2 green lightsabers that look pretty nice with the blades there that match. And then we get the hilts, which do look like they're all shiny silver now, which looks really nice. So that is improved for sure with the shininess. So let's put these in his hands. So there's the lightsabers in Grievous' hand. All look pretty cool there. I always love when his arms separate out and he gets the 4 lightsabers. That looks really cool. Then we, of course, have that older General Grievous. You can see here. It does look like they changed some of the colors. Not all of it, but there is some color change. Like I said, improved the head a lot on this newer one, so that is different. But everything else is just about the same. Like I said, a little bit of color changes. Looks more like yellowy white compared to this more grayish white on this other one. But, you know, the blue seems to be a little bit lighter maybe on this new one as well. But otherwise, they look relatively the same, so not much different at all between them, but it does look really cool to have this version of General Grievous. Like I said, just slightly upgraded, but not enough to really be that big of a deal. Well, that's me for our Star Wars Black Series Masters of Evil 3-pack, where we got Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back, Grand Admiral Thrawn from the Ahsoka series, and General Grievous from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. So all 3 are pretty cool, but as I showed, we've pretty much had all these figures before, so nothing new or out of the ordinary. You know, they have been upgraded and changed a little, especially with what we saw with Darth Vader and General Grievous, but they're just very minor changes with colors. I do like how Grievous has the upgraded head, but otherwise, you know, we've already had these before, so it's kind of a pointless pack, but I do like these upgrades. So these will be the versions of the characters that you use and all that. I just think the box was overall pretty pointless, but not bad figures. So let me know what you thought of these 3 down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.